Hello, everyone. Uh, good, good day, good afternoon from wherever you join. So, hi, my name is Nikki. I'm currently my current position at Upcom is Knowledge Management and Innovation Officer. I'm originally from Indonesia, and it's really great to have you all for this important webinar that we are organizing together with UNHC Pacific and also Youth Voices Count. The webinar today, Learning Together, Fruitful Intervention and Innovation for Young People Who Need It the Most. We have more than 100 people, and hopefully everyone who registered for this webinar going to join. And we're really looking forward to a very fruitful discussion today. We have a beautiful wide array of speakers today who are going to talk about the wonderful project implementation that they are doing at the country level and also at the regional level for the Asia Pacific region. So before we start, I think I'm gonna share a little bit about a few housekeeping rules. It will be simple ones, like that the webinar today will be 90 minutes in total, and it will be conducted in English. No live interpretation is available, and the session is actually being recorded and for documentation and cross-learning purposes, and will be available for later viewing for future reference. Please keep your microphone on mute at all times unless you are speaking. There will be allocated time for Q&A, so make sure that you make a note of all the questions that you have, and our speakers will be definitely happy to answer your questions. So in case you want to ask questions, maybe you can raise your hand or wait until for me, the host, going to allow you to speak. And for other questions, you also utilize the chat function, and our speakers will be proactively answering those in writing. The chat function is also would be great for networking purposes. The idea is to really connect and collaborate with each other, right? As the title of the webinar today, Learning Together. And I think just a brief reminder that this to be respectful to all the speakers and participants in every aspect. This webinar is a safe space where people from all diverse background and all walks of lives come together to learn, to appreciate, accept, as well as to celebrate differences and find solution from this kind of continued discussion. So Thank you so much. That's a few housekeeping rules. And we hope everyone, speakers and also participants, we're gonna have fun and we're gonna learn from each other a lot today. We're gonna kick off the webinar with an opening remarks and setting up the scene. We have our special guest, Dr. Bridget Canu. I hope I pronounce the surname right, Dr. Bridget. And Dr. Bridget Canu is the representative from the UNAIDS regional support team for Asia Pacific, the UNAIDS Asia Pacific. So, Dr. Bridget, the Zoom is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nikki. Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, all. Nikki has already pre-introduced me, just to complement and saying that I'm leading on the work around HIV prevention and HIV treatment. So it's really a my distinct pleasure that I welcome you all to this webinar titled Learning Together, Virtual Intervention and Innovation for Young People Who Need It the Most. I'm really truly honored to open this virtual gathering, as it will showcase great examples of innovative efforts to strengthen the HIV response for young people from countries across the Asia-Pacific region. It's increasingly evident that with increasing availability and use of internet and social media, young people in this region are becoming more reachable and engaged through virtual channels. Considering how the HIV epidemic in the region is disproportionately affecting young key populations and the non-identifying populations that don't necessarily identify themselves as key populations, we think that it's critical to maximize the potential that virtual interventions offer in addressing HIV among this group. Various examples from the region have shown the benefits of virtual interventions in transforming the ways to reach and expand on services for these populations. And I think this is really the core objective of this important webinar and learning opportunity. In the Philippines, Love Yourself, an assisted self-testing service, has delivered over 5,000 HIV self-test kits directly to people's homes. And out of those who reported their results, 8% tested positive. In Nepal, online reservation application platform managed to reach many first-time testers. This virtual intervention also resulted in a higher positivity rate, 10%, compared to traditional outreach. And not an example, in Indonesia, almost half of people who are accessing the PrEP assessment to receive PrEP are informed through social media campaigns. This work is strongly aligned with the Global AIDS strategy, and particularly with the priority actions for Asia Pacific, which stress the importance of modernizing HIV service delivery and intensifying the focus on key populations, including by adopting innovative strategies for unreached key populations. UNAIDS and WHO released the policy brief on virtual interventions in response to HIV, hepatitis, and STI program in 2022 to support countries with guidance on reaching the unreached and improving access to services. I would like to thank APCOM and Youth Voices Count as the organizers of today's webinar for assembling an esteemed panel of speakers who will share their unique approaches to delivering HIV information, services, and solutions through virtual means. UNAIDS is pleased to support this webinar and encourage the speakers and participants to engage in dynamic discussions and knowledge sharing, to explore ways to scale up and enhance access to these essential virtual interventions and make a difference in the lives of young people who need it the most. By learning together, innovating together, and striving for change together, we can shift the course of the HIV epidemic and empower youth with knowledge, resources, and better access to services. Without further ado, I now hand over the floor back to the moderator, and I wish you all a fruitful discussion. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Dr. Brigitte. Thanks so much for a warm opening remark. And I really agree that, by learning together, we can really make a change and we can really do something for our key population, for our community, especially the young ones, or I put that quite wrong, not the young ones, the young people, because young ones could be toddler. So anyway, so thanks so much, Dr. Brigitte. And next in the agenda, we have a fantastic panel discussion. This panel discussion will be moderated by my colleague, Nong Loon from Youth Voices Count. And it will feature our 3 country partners who will be showcasing the wonderful work that they are doing under the Australia's DFAT and also with the support of UNAIDS, that they are actually implementing a really great demand creation, creating demand for condoms and lube and other HIV prevention for men who have sex with men and also young men who have sex with men, and currently implemented. This project is currently implemented in 3 countries, but more will be coming from Bloom as the moderator. So please, Bloom, take it away from you.
Terima
The
kasih,
Zoom
Kak
is
Kiki.
yours. Terima
Okay.
kasih.
So yeah, my name is Broom and my pronouns are they, them, or he, him. I'm from Youth Voices Scout based in Bangkok, Thailand. And let me introduce our wonderful speakers for this panel discussion. So first, we got Vishit from Men Health Center or MSC from Cambodia. MSC is a HIV CSO that focuses on men who have sex with men and transgender women across 10 provinces in Cambodia. Second, we got Jian and Oriel from GWLINA Indonesia. GWLINA is the largest key population CSO that focuses on MSN and transgender women across Indonesia, with its almost 100 members across the country. And lastly, we got Drew from HASH, from the Philippines, which is a HIV community-based CSO that focuses on community testing among key populations. So I'm welcoming everyone, welcoming you all. I think, hold on, do we have Drew? They see here. Hold on. I think while waiting, can you please also mark Daisy and Cheng as okay, cool. Awesome. So we're coming on. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you are all well. So let's start with the first question, shall we? For everyone. So the first question, please give a brief explanation about online intervention related to work within your organization, and why do you think online intervention is benefiting the communities you serve? So who would like to start? Maybe let's ask the Indonesian folks first. You can start first if you want to.
Sure. Hello, Bloom. Hello, everyone. So for the first question, actually, to see online intervention in Indonesia, we see this is very potential for young MSM in Indonesia because online intervention is easier to reach our community in Indonesia, and it's also safer for our community to access, which is this package. And then in GWLE now, we have 3 media campaign, Tes JKT, Gue Berani, and Gue Bisa. And we chose Tes JKT as the main media campaign for this campaign. And then we name our campaign as Biar Aman Jadi Nyaman. It means safe can be comfort, and Biar Aman Jadi Nyaman it's relate with Tes JKT campaign before, actually in 2021. So this work, I think it's very relate with our community. And then in Indonesia, I just say a little bit. In Indonesia, we can directly mention condom in this campaign because for safety reasons. So we use the word safe can be convert to more safe for our community, like that, Bloom.
Okay, terima kasih. Thank you so much for your answers. Very cool explanation. So anyone else want to go next after the Indonesian folks? Drew or Bong Pishi, would you like to answer the question? Would you like to share about which Bong first?
Right. Thank you, Bloom.
Oh, actually, Bong go first. We should go first. So can I ask Michelle first, and then I'll go to Drew next.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for Bloom to asking this question to us. You may know that globally, recently, the internet and social media is very important for the people, for the use social media for individual, for confirm, for firm, for business, or any government and any sector that they use the internet and social media to advertisement, to promote service, to public day activity. In fact, with MAC recently, we use the social media platform to reach out for the KP such as young MSM and other men who visits with men and transgender women across the Cambodia country and to the foreign also. And the social media platform recently MAC used for example Facebook page, Telegram channel, and Twitter, and we use other dating app like Grindr, Blue to promote awareness about HIV prevention, condom, PrEP, HIV screening, HIV series, something like that. It's very crucial that we can spread about information, what we doing, what we did, and what we will do for our beneficiary also. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, cảm ơn Bong Vishit. And then we go to Drew.
Thanks, Bloom. Bringing the advocacy into the online universe is both strategic and timely, especially with the advent of social media being in front of MSM's new ways of finding partners, especially online on Twitter. So online activities have been very helpful in reaching MSMs who are harder to reach, especially when it comes to testing and even treatment. Programs such as what we did with APCOM has intensified our presence online and has in fact been very helpful in reaching more people and especially in providing them with much needed commodities for prevention. This has also become way to diversify our services together with the condoms provision through online access we were able to start doing teleprep and start as well with other campaigns online.
Thank you so much, Maraming salamat for your
Thank
explanation
you.
about your project. And then now we go to the next questions to our friends from the Philippines and Indonesia. So could you share about the HIV prevention package and what is the strategy and how are the achievements so far? Who would like to go first between the Indonesia and the Philippines folks? Maybe, or do you would like to go first or? Okay, good.
Yeah. Thanks, Bloom. The campaign over the past few months have reached more than 600 MSMs. Out of the 600, more than 600 MSMs, more than 30% belong to the Yankee population sector. We were able to reach more by partnering with other sister organizations here in the country. So these activities were very success. These activities were primarily successful with due to the help and partnership that we developed with other organizations as well.
Thank you so much for this, Maraming salamat. And then for Indonesian folks. Oh, can you hear me now? Hello? Okay. You're on mute, so are you ready to answer?
Sure, look. So for the second question, which is what is our strategy for this campaign and this package? Actually, in Indonesia, we already collaborate with private sector, which is one of the most known brand condom in Indonesia, Vivo Indonesia, and then we collaborate with them, and yeah, for this package we can fulfilled by this condom from Vivo and then the loop from Vivo too. And after that, we see that the condition of the Indonesia is not really safe for our campaign. If we directly said this is condom, this is condom package and everything, I thought so. We actually make more simple for the work of our campaign, like that. Mungkin maybe Khalil can.
Okay. Also, we have two strategy for what is it, for run the project. The first strategy is online campaign, which is Gia said that we have main platform Test JKT and we use that. And second, we have also offline campaign. We collaborate with local CBO that focus to reach the young MSM community for HIV test, such as YPJ, Yayasan Pesona Jakarta, YPBP, Yayasan Pesona Bumi Pasundan, and Pemuda Tapal Batas. So we do collaborate for distribute the package.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makasih banyak. So, Drew, you have something to say a little bit?
Right, thank you. Yeah, I would like to highlight the fact that we have been able to successfully partner with online influencers on social media, especially Twitter and TikTok. This way, we were able to reach more with the collaboration with some of our influencer partners who have who were either micro or macro influencers. We were able to access them, and I think this strategy has been very successful in reaching more of our key populations.
Okay. Thank you so much, Maning Salama, for this. So the next question go to Bong, which is from Cambodia. Since you are on the pipeline for implementation, what is the plan for this project? You're on mute.
Sorry. Thank you, Blom, again for this question. Recently, MBC was implementing HIV prevention intervention among young MSM, young TG, and MSM who are older, and TG who are older also, that we implement the HIV prevention across Cambodia County. As you know, that we cover 10 provinces, and recently for the HIV prevention program, we adopted by the boosted obesity that the national guideline for HIV prevention service. MBC we use diverse modality for reach out to KP. We use traditional outreach activity that we use physical outreach worker to conduct education session, promote about condom lubricant and condom lubricant demonstration, PrEP and HIV screening testing, and referral them to assess STI treatments with something like that. And I think it's very important right now that MSC could be consider about the virtual intervention, that we can save the human resource, but we get more impact and more efficiency from the virtual intervention, because we can reach out to the hard to reach MSM hard to reach key population, and we can share about HIV prevention, condom lubricant, PrEP service, and other HIVs we also, and we can engage them to involvement or participate for the HIV prevention program. As well as recently from DFAR support by UNAID and APCOM, we do implement demand creation on a condom and lubricant also to young MSM and MSM also.
Bong Vishen, thank you so much for this. So we now move to the next question. Since the Philippines and Indonesian folks, you already mentioned that you are now engaged with the private sectors for this initiative. So what was the process, and why are they interested in supporting this initiative? Also, something special pertanyaan for GWLNA, because Ingrid is asking this question on the chat box. Partnering with private sector condom company is a great achievement. How did you secure that partnership? Any tips if other community organizations want to do similar approach? So maybe I'll start with the Indonesian folks first.
Okay, sure. So actually, for the collaboration with Vivo Condom, we built communication first with that brand actually, and then it takes, I think, 2 months, almost 2 months to get the collaboration done with us. And then by starting the communication with them, and then we made one proposal to them to collaborate with us. And then I think next 2 months after all, we just finished all of the agreement and conversation. And then we got 300, I think yes, 300 package of condom and 600 600 sachet of loop from Vivo for our campaign. And yeah, that's the tips. Maybe we need to communicate and collaborate, and networking is very important to us as NGO, which is we need private sector too to support our campaign and our program, actually, like that maybe.
Right, terima kasih banyak. So now turn to Drew. So if you want to share about like, how you partner, so how you partner with the private sector and why they are interested in supporting your initiative.
Thank you. The private partnership here is a product of multi-sectoral approach that we have here in the country. First and foremost, the country's Department of Labor has a workplace policy mandate, which we normally use to penetrate companies in order to partner with them. We normally offer to help them with the workplace policy writing. So the technical part of policy writing at the corporate level is something that we can use as an entry point in our partnership. Hatch also is a member of the service delivery network of at least 2 major cities in the National Capital Region. We are able to partner within the city's MSM establishments with the support of the city health office. This is an opportunity that we have to be able to access private companies in these 2 cities. Now, private sector's partnership is a process. We're talking it's two-pronged. One is a partnership, private partnership to intensify and strengthen awareness campaign at the different companies or corporate levels, and the other one is partnership in the delivery of services, specifically in this scenario, delivery of condoms for MSMs. I think the interest of our partners comes from the push to make them more aware of the situation in the different locations, especially with the youth having so much increase in cases over the past 5 to 10 years. We were able to use the data available in the cities and present to them. That way they're more conscious in their participation in the campaign. To be more specific, we have for the MSM condom campaign under APCOM, I believe we partnered with at least 5 or 6 private companies who provided us with coupons for their MSM establishments. These may be spa, waxing services, even coffee shops where MSMs normally hang out. These coupons are inserted along with the with the IEC materials and the condoms that we deliver under the APCOM program. So there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Manisara, for this. So the next question, pertanyaannya goes to wonderful Indonesia. Indonesia is a country with a challenging situation to educate or promote sexual health, especially if it's related to sexual minorities. How did you strategize to tackle those issues?
Okay, thank you, Bloom. Yeah, as we know, Indonesia very huge population gitu ya. Very huge population, the biggest Muslim country in the world. We need to be more wisely to choose the words to campaign, because condom still taboo if we discuss in area public gitu ya. And then we have also special condition in a year political, maybe this year and next year too. Usually our community becomes a hot topic for politicians to get attention they can get more voices for support them. And then also the government does not allow distribute the condom other than health worker, and then or a licensed condom brand, and we cannot spread the condom, give the condom to our community in legally. Yeah, something like that.
Well, it's framing the wording when you do the campaign, yeah, to fit with the context. Yeah. Okay, terima kasih banyak. So the next questions go to my neighbor Cambodia, Bong Wishit. Any expected foreseen challenges for implementation of the project in the Cambodian context? Bong Wishit?
Yes, you may know that some challenge regarding the project implementation. For Cambodia recently, we try to do more intervention. The modality of HIV prevention intervention is diversity, but look back for the HIV, the sexual behavior among young MSM, young transgender women in Cambodia. The program data shown that the HIV positivity rate among young MSM and young TG women are higher if we compare with other subgroup or the previous data. This is the big challenge that we could be address and deeply intervention to them. And secondly, we look back to environment and social media. It's very easy to them because recently they can dating each other, they can engage sexual partner, they can heavy sex by group or using any drug like methamphetamine, like popper for cam sex or sex group without condom or condomless, make them to infect the HIV. And the third challenge, I think in the future, the donor, it's really leverage funding that MSC should be to transform to
Wishit,
private sector can be make our program sustainability.
Bong Wishit, so just to sum up that the issue, the policy challenge so far is reaching out to young people in your country, right? Also with if I get this correctly, the funding as well, right? With
no funding, but we try to do more intervention. We spread information about HIV prevention, testing, something like that. But we cannot change their sexual behavior, their behavior.
Thank you so much for that. So I'll get back to you later, okay? Thank you. So the last question for everyone, if you want to answer, moving forward, what is your vision in utilizing virtual intervention to improve the health of communities you serve, especially the younger generation? What kinds of support would you need for that vision in the long run? So I think I'll ask Drew first for this last question.
Yeah, thank you. So moving forward, we would want to be more consistent in making sure that we walk the talk when we say differentiated service delivery. We want to merge the programs to complement each other. Like, for example, condom delivery with self-testing kits, or when we send out prep for delivery, we want to make sure that condoms and other needed IECs probably are also available together within the same delivery. We want to expand the program. We're proposing, in fact, I just came from PNG and we are planning to propose the same delivery program, condoms delivery program in PNG as we strengthen their social media arm. I mentioned earlier about teleprep. This is an online prep program which is community led. We want to make sure that this is something that we implement we have been implementing this, but we want to strengthen the implementation by documenting by doing process documentation and making sure that we are fully supported by key stakeholders as well. We want to continue the program, the MSM delivery, condom delivery program in country. Any funding opportunities come in, we would like to pursue and sustain the condoms delivery in other areas as well. The requests over the past months have been coming in from different places of the country. This is a testimony that access may not be as easy as we think they are, considering that free condoms are supposedly available in the different city health offices. We still are getting a lot of requests across the different locations. We will definitely continue online efforts to increase awareness on combination prevention, as well as pursue a more consistent presence online as we strengthen awareness around prevention modes for our peers, especially the young key population here.
Thank you so much for this. Yeah. And what about the Indonesian folks? Hello, can you hear me now?
Okay, maybe can I answer?
Yep, sure.
Sure. Okay, for our future, for our vision for this campaign, actually, maybe we have some point to share with all of you guys. First, I think we need more collaborate with private sector to support our campaign, because TJKD see that private sector actually have many potential to support anything of our program, not only in this condom for the prevention package, but also they actually really interesting with our main program in TJKD, which is PrEP. So they actually want to talk about PrEP in their brand too, actually. And then I think this is a good opportunity for especially in Indonesia to collaborate and to engage more people in that brand. So that's my first point. And then I think we still need to advocate for policy regarding condom distribution to the government, which would have a good impact on our campaign in the future and actually can contribute to the goal of ending AIDS in 2013. And then maybe Khalil want to add something?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I think we also need to develop a good strategy to advocate policies, and also we need to develop a security strategy for the online campaign. Yeah, because you know, in Indonesia we have special condition.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, terima kasih for that. Due to the time, I have to go straight to the Q&A. So we can only pick one question due to the time constraints. So sorry about this. So the question is, are these virtual intervention result in people eventually coming to healthcare facility to receive HIV care, for example, PrEP and maintaining art continuum? So who would like to answer this question? Hold on. Let me reread this question again, and I'll copy and paste on the chat. Just a second. Are these virtual intervention result to people eventually coming to a healthcare facility to receive HIV care or PrEP and maintaining art continuum? Anyone want to answer? Okay, Drew. Yep, go on.
Right. We don't have definite data around the conversion of the conversion of MSMs actually receiving prevention packages and eventually going into the healthcare system for services that they may need. What we have are recipients of the prevention package who eventually diversified their needs, who eventually asked for self-test kits and PrEP since they were able to access a service provider that is ASH at in this case. We still, if we want to get a more in-depth information around the linkage of MSM prevention package recipients and our public health system, we will need a more intensive study around this because we do not have at this point, we were not able to look at these data because this will require a new set of both quantitative and qualitative studies. Yeah, but I believe that what is most important is that we at least opened the door, the possibilities of them seeing the importance of the prevention package, and from there, hopefully, they will see the importance of accessing healthcare services as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Maring Salamas, for this. Actually, we got one more question, but due to the limited time, we have to move on to the next session. But this question go to Indonesian speakers, but you can answer this question on your chat. What strategy on awareness, communication, and message do you propose or have you executed to effectively reach the youth or safer sex practice in the context where premarital sex is penalized, like in Malaysia? Again, you please answer that question on chat because we have to move on to the next session. So thank you so much. Terima kasih, Kampon and Maring Sama, for joining the discussion. Thank you, thank you. So now I pass the mic to Nikki.
Thank you for the session. It's really great to hear, to hear that discussion with our partners from Cambodia, Indonesia, and also the Philippines. So we really thank you that that you folks really implementing this small but very meaningful project for our community in those 3 countries. Yeah, I see that it's really good also to see a lot in the chat, like that means there's interest in this topic. There's also particularly like what I would assume, like people are also interested to hear from Indonesia because Indonesia is such a challenging situation and what they'll call like a very special situation. Because that's why it's really more efforts to reach our community in such a challenging situation or challenging setting like Indonesia. Not try to compare with Cambodia and also Philippines. I believe every country have its own challenges, definitely. Yeah. So thank you so much again for the 3 countries. I think we're gonna move to our next presenter. We have a presentation from our partner in Mongolia, Youth for Health Center. Youth for Health Center Mongolia will be represented by Galsanjam Nyampurev, or my good friend, as I call him, Nyamka. So Nyamka will be presenting the journey of Test for UB, a online digital campaign for men who have sex with men and beyond, of community in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, the capital of Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar. So, Nyamka.
Hello, everyone. My name is
Hello.
Nyamka. Good to see you too.
Zoom is yours.
Are you sharing the my presentation or me? Okay. Okay. Hello everyone, and I will today introduce about the Test for UB campaign in Mongolia. And this is the first time we ever organized the Test for UB campaign in 1 year, and it was the very beautiful and excited. And I'm talking about the today in campaign, and and the generation campaign is the like Taste for UB, one of the module campaign by the APCOM, which is the developed under the Test XX design. Taste for UB campaign has launched in Mongolia starting from the August 2020. August of the 2020, targeting the MSM population in Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar. And our campaign slogan is the test, prep, sex, repeat. The purpose of the Test for UB campaign to introduce the prep and as an innovative method, and to increase the HIV self-testing and community-based testing among the MSM community in capital city Ulaanbaatar. And campaign to create the demand test for UB. Our goal is to develop innovative HIV awareness campaign that meets the needs of the MSM community in Ulaanbaatar, to implement a pilot project, to create opportunities for the community in Ulaanbaatar to introduce community-based testing and self-testing prep, to engage and work together with the MSM community, or just to design and implement of the Test for UB campaign. We have in the first time we try to new activities in including the campaign, and we developed the testforub.org website. It's by language, Mongolian and English, and YouTube contents, and Facebook posts and posters, Instagram posts and stories, Grinder advertisement, creation of the manga book, publishing the online and offline, creation of the short film, and podcast series on Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And also we have video advertisement for the video advertisements. This is including the HIV self-testing and PrEP, PEP, and home rights. And also we made for the music video and also song making. And during the events, we organize the community offline events. We have also two assessment, and this is the last final assessment result, and most of the participants visited to link provided on the campaign materials and asked more information about the campaign, searched for more information through the campaign presentation of the product services, visited the HIV testing center, and you guys can see the percentage of our campaign results. And more than third of MSM group enrolled in self-testing and PrEP trial study and promoted through social media platforms and shared information with the friends. It's very important thing, and it's the result of the 37%. Yeah, and then also it's based on the online reach number, and this is the number, and total access to website is 200,039, and website users in non-duplicated numbers that 29,000, and Facebook like is 6,100, and content posted on the Facebook page and 250. Instagram followers at 430, and contents posted on this Instagram account, it's 130. Instagram stories, the like one of the very reachable things in 879, and YouTube followers and 759, and also YouTube page view is the like 166,000, and podcast view is the 2,400 20 to 20,400,000, and campaign is the call. We started the first campaign, but we don't have any stakeholders. But after the campaign, we have 13 stakeholders for the campaign, including the private sectors and also it's community business, and yeah, that's the like 13 stakeholders. And then also as we organize the only for offline activity, because it's during the pandemic we cannot organize any of the big events because the pandemic. Yeah. And the conclusion is that the campaign clearly demonstrate the specific feature of the Test for UB demand generation campaign, such as an innovative design. They use the digital technology, multiple online venues, and branding. Sorry. Oh, so sorry. And a high percentage of the MSME were motivated to learn more about the HIV and other sexual health issues and access to HIV service upon seeing the Test for UB campaign materials and activities. In the last 6 months, about the 49% of the survey with MSM reported the consistent in condom use more than 60% of the MSM, and who participated in the study have had an HIV testing. 3/4 had doctor consultants. 1/3 participated PrEP, and 1/5 participated in the HIV self-testing pilot study. And these results had increased compared to the midterm assessment result. The campaign has been accessible and relevant to the MSM needs, and the community accepted it well. The Test for UB campaign has succeeded in the achieving of its objective to promote the HIV change in MSM's attitude and sexual health behaviors concerning HIV, particularly HIV testing and HIV self-testing, PrEP, and PEP. In order to achieve stronger impact on the sexual behavior concerning the HIV, especially the uptake of HIV testing among MSM, the demand generation campaign should be sustained. The Test for UB campaign participant age ranged from the 80 to 45, or 44.5% of the participants were and 18 to 24 years of age, and half of the 50.3% we were aged 25 to 34 years old, and remaining of the 5.2% of the aged 35 to 45 years old pupils participants. Yeah, thank you for your attention. I would like to answer any question about the Test for UB campaign result.
Thank you. Thanks, Nyamka. We'll get back to you on those questions. I'm going to introduce the next speaker, another great speaker. However, Actually, we have two more speakers. However, there's a technical glitch, or I don't know what's wrong with our representative from the YPeer Asia Pacific. So the YPeer Asia Pacific will not will not take part in this webinar. We know that we promised that we're gonna share best practices using virtual intervention for holistic health issues, from sexual health to mental health among youth. However, we're not gonna have the mental health part for the youth, so unfortunately. However, this next speaker, from Lighthouse Vietnam, really have a good project that's specific for MSM, if I'm not mistaken. That Lighthouse from Lighthouse Vietnam is going to present to us their great project implementation. I'm gonna introduce Mason friend, or I call just Mason. Hi, Mason.
Hi, everyone. Greetings from Vietnam. And I know that you may have your hopes down a little bit, for like the lack of presence from the person from like me, like for myself. But I hope that in my presentation, there's a pocket of mental health. So there's still hope. So don't worry about it. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Just give me 2 seconds for technicals. Okay, so I think that everyone should kind of see it. But again, hi everyone, my name is Viet. I use, or you could also call me Mason. I use he, him, his pronouns. Currently, I'm serving as the Director of Programs here at Lighthouse Social Enterprise. And today, I'm going to give you a slice of success that we here at Lighthouse take pride in terms of leveraging, virtual and like interventions or innovations to meet the needs of young key populations here in Vietnam. And as a preface, I think it's very important for us all to really appreciate the fact that we ourselves are and have been, the beneficiaries of virtual interventions, especially if we're like recalling the peak of the COVID pandemic back in 2020 or 2021. We're all like in this together, and you may have been invited to like a Zoom or like some kind of intervention back then, probably. And even though, a lot of different digital interventions flourished during this time to meet the escalating needs of different young key populations, over time since then, the development of such tools have transcended beyond the context of COVID. And now you're seeing more and more efforts and success in, pushing for more inclusive and wide covering interventions that are virtual, that are hybrid, that are digitalized, to meet the needs of young men who have sex with men, young sex workers, young people who inject drugs, and young trans women. And I hope that today, with our bit of success, I could kind of show you how powerful it could be. So as I mentioned, I'm from Lighthouse Social Enterprise. So we're a civil society organization that have been around since 2004. These are like the areas that we focus in quite a lot of things, but we do actually take a lot of pride in our own intervention and programming program, which is like the center and the heart of our organization. And fun fact, we're the founder and also the annual organizer of the Vietnam LGBTQ+ National Summit. And back to the intervention that I promised to give it to you today. So the first case study that I would like to present is on the Hunt app. So what I really want you to do is to kind of marinate on the word hunt and think of the social and the social cultural practice among men who have sex with men, where it's very prevalent that a lot of folks would go on a lot of geosocial dating apps to search for different sexual partners or even romances. So we took this idea and we model it upon a health promoting and service location map tool. And that's the whole premise of Hunt, is to improve HIV-related healthcare access among men who have sex with men in Hanoi, Vietnam. And again, like I think that is like a very out of the box idea, because like oftentimes, people would really just like stigmatize, like the practice among like men who have sex with men who are going on these apps, to search for sexual partners as something that's very deviant, that is very frowned upon, and very sort of like sexually risky. But we kind of like took a flip side to that, and perhaps think that could be like a leverage for us to meet their needs. And how do we meet their needs? That could be your question right now. And within this app, we got like a lot of different features, but like the main one definitely have to include like the location map of different KB friendly services, in the different regions and like the different districts here in Hanoi. And this should be like the primary feature of the entire app itself. And a lot of the different main features kind of like revolve around it. As you could see in like a map tool, you could also find like a feature that allows you to like book appointments. If you click on like a certain pin, which signifies like a location, you could kind of see that there are like different text boxes that you could fill in your own like information and just click send, and that's how easy it is, to book an appointment on our app. And also you get to see like the different like star rating options. Like if you have had like visited like this location that you already kind of like put your eyes on, you could go home and then you like rate it on a 5-star scale, just so that like other young men who have sex with men could kind of see on like how quality it is. And then also we have online brief HIV counseling with like a doctor and also like a consultant on there who could answer like all of your questions on services, on linking you to like the right services based on your own needs, which could be very diverse. And also we have another very interesting tool that is like the PrEP and also PEP daily intake reminder like notification built into this app. So it's very easy, like you just like set it up and turn it on. Then you'll be automatically notified for like next intake. And for this app, our vision is to keep like the young men who have sex with men engaged in the app. And it's not just through like promoting like health promoting behaviors, but it's also through appreciating and respecting their needs in terms of extra like curriculars. So that's why we also have the location map for MSM specific bars, clubs, and saunas. In addition to the KB friendly service maps, and then also like in addition to the different health news that we also provide them with like the MSM culture news. So that could be like the latest person who's like very popular like in the community or anything like that's like very pop culture. And then we also have like an MSM chat room for any users of this app as well. So people could kind of like link together very easily. And I definitely do think that is a very crucial point, in order for us to like run the main features that is like the location map very well. Because oftentimes we're so focused and fixated on the point that you're intervening without understanding how to engage people and make this intervention actually, acceptable, like among the community. So I think that this engagement pieces are very important. And some of the successes that we gained is that we got a lot of different like downloads. We got over 2,000 like app downloads over 2 years of our pilot. And we actually collaborated with the Ministry of Health here like in Vietnam to compile like that list of the services that we're going to put on the map. And we got really positive testimonials from our service users. Since seeking MSM specific and friendly services could be very sensitive, and a lot of that information is not accessible any elsewhere. A lot of our users found that this app was very pivotal, to them accessing the right services. And another case study that I would like to present to you is demand generation via social media. We got 3 different key social media platforms here, as you could see, like our clinics. One is for high fund for people who are using chemsex. K equals K is for like the U equal U version of but in Vietnamese. And we've got a lot of followers, so which signify that we already have like an audience base, and it's all about like the strategy that we use, in order to kind of like promote, more health service uptake, and through different things such as like through the different like modalities in terms of like social media content that we present out there, we're signifying to them that there could be needs among them, and it's very natural, for them to act upon such needs and seek the services. So as you can see, like through this like collage, there are a lot of different sort of like contents that we put out there. A lot of these kind of target different sort of things that will promote like service uptake. So it's like a poster where we kind of like promote, like the normality in terms of seeking PrEP. It's just as normal and natural as seeking like the COVID vaccine. Like there shouldn't be any shame to that. And then also like the last one over here, as you could see, if a person wear like PrEP, like condoms, and like they're also like using PrEP, like the better it's going to be for their sex. So it's, it's all about promoting health behaviors that are based on the culture among MSM. And these are some of the other different communications materials that we have published and through these different sites and platforms. These are handbooks and guides to help the community kind of like better their sort of practices. So like there's like our campaign, like a step-by-step kind of thing for like mental health self-care. And then to complement our like social media demand generation, we also have different other like modalities that would complement that. So we could have the doctor here consulting the patients online. We could have our peer educators sitting like on the lower right side of the screen. As you can see there, they're like meeting with the potential clients in person, to kind of like give some information on the services like itself. And all of this like demand generation goes back to the fact that these people, like a lot of young men who have sex with men, could go to a one stop shop clinic that is our clinic, that could provide comprehensive services all at the one spot. And it's entire KP led, so they could feel less of a burden when it comes to seeking services. And here we have a lot of different services. Like, as I said, it's all at the same place. So there's a lot of convenience in addressing your own needs. And then I can speak a little bit more on our like mental health services later if there are interests. I know that I'm like a little bit at time right now, so I'm gonna go through like some of the successes that we had with our demand generation via social media. So we got a lot of coverage in terms of audience for a lot of our social media content. As you can see, STDs is very, I guess, like at least like the materials on STDs is very accessible to a lot of people, and we're growing like a good audience base for mental health as well. So like more and more young men, like men who have sex with men, are like receiving information on mental health. Over 60% of our direct messages on these different platforms are about getting to know these services that we're promoting, and are about like booking like the appointments at our clinic. And as you can see, like 40% of the monthly clients at our clinic learn about, like our services via the social media platforms that I just mentioned to you. So again, those are some of the different sort of like virtual interventions that we do here at Lighthouse. And like if you do have any questions, please feel free to type them up in the chat room. But also you could kind of like open your mic as well. I'm very interested in what all of you are doing, and also any of your questions.
Thanks, Mason, for such a wonderful presentation. It's, I'm highlighting, I'm taking a note that there are several success stories or best practices, and it's really great and to learn that you received more than 2,000 downloads during the COVID. You really Lighthouse really makes something that the community can do during those COVID lockdown. And seeing the text from the community saying that I would really recommend this app to friends, that those kind of commitment and engagement from the community, that's like really meaningful. Then for us the community worker or people who work for the community to keep going doing the wonderful thing that that we're doing for the community. And also it's really wow to hear like 40% of those people coming to your clinic are actually coming from social media. That really shows how effective virtual interventions are. And there are sky is really the limit. Like we can really do so many things with the advancement of internet and and technology and AI. I'm too old for that, but you're all young people and more up to date with the situation. Anyway, due to the I think we still due in the interest of time, I think we will not have the time for the Q&A. But for the participant, if you really have something to ask to our two speakers from Mongolia and also from Vietnam, please type in the chat, and they will be happily answer those questions in writing. Thank you. And we're gonna have the our last speaker who will provide the reflection on the theme of our webinar today. We have Anthony Lopez, as the Executive Director of Youth Voices Count, inviting Tony to provide some reflection on the discussion that we had today, and also probably some way forward on relating to virtual intervention and innovation among youth. What could be done, what we should have done more. Like, there's always homework for us, people working for the community. Yeah, so Tony, the Zoom is yours.
Terima kasih, Nikki. Thank you very much. And I'd like to say hello to everybody tuned in and in the Zoom. My name is Tony. I'm the Executive Director for Youth Voices Count. We're based in the Philippines. And I'd like to congratulate all the partner organizations for the DFAT project. And it was really wonderful to hear all of your success stories, all of the things that you did during this project. And we'd also like to thank the speakers for your insights and sharing all the things that happened in your own countries and communities. Before I start my reflection, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about what happened last week here in the Philippines. Last week, we had what we call the National Children and Young People's Planning Forum on HIV, where a lot of young people and children were called in to give inputs to and recommendations for the implementation of the AIDS medium-term plan of the Philippines. And some of the very pressing things that they still mentioned in the identification of issues was that they are still unable to access a lot of the services and commodities, including condoms, PrEP, PEP, and they're not given a lot of opportunities to be educated in their own communities. So hearing all of those issues and recommendations from young people, I kind of relate this to what we've heard today. Hearing the successes and the things that happened in your own countries and communities, I can say that there is a big possibility that we are able to reach young people. There is a way for us to reach young people, and this is it: increasing the demand for this, and there is a demand for it. It is possible to reach young people. We just need to make sure that we use the right approaches. The approaches presented by our speakers were very young people and young key population focused and centered. That is why they were able to demand or to increase the demand for condoms and commodities from these young people. We also noted that partnerships and collaboration is still key to reaching more young people and young key populations in our communities. Now, bringing services closer and more familiar to young people is also a great step to help them access services and commodities. We also noted in this discussion that government and private sector partnerships and collaborations can provide us with effective entry points for services and commodities. So, with the fast movement of technology in these times right now, our responses should also be at par with the pacing of technology. The Hunt app that was discussed earlier is a great example of this. This is a great way to keep our young key populations engaged. And it was also noted there that, and I like what they mentioned through the testimonials that were sent to them, but the privacy that they get to experience in dating applications is also the same privacy they get from the app, because a lot of young people are very they think twice before using other apps because they are concerned about their security and privacy. So good job on that. And based on the data that was presented and the anecdotal evidences provided by the speakers, it is evident that if access is made easier for young key populations, added on top of the increased demand for the services and commodities, sprinkled with consistency and child and young people friendly approaches, we may see the end of HIV and AIDS very soon. Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak in front of all of you. And thank you, Nikki, for this opportunity as well, and for having Youth Voices Count as a partner in this endeavor. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks, Tony, for that wonderful reflection. I certainly agree that everyone would love some sprinkles and pixie dust. So, and together, of course, we can end HIV, and we can create better response for our youth and all young people. So I want to thank so much again to all the speakers. I want to thank the organizer of today, which is APCOM, represented by me, and also UNS Asia Pacific and Youth Voices Count, and our speakers from GWL Aina Indonesia, from Men's Health Cambodia, from HAS Philippines, Youth for Health Center Mongolia, and Lighthouse Social Enterprise Vietnam. So I'm really thankful also to all the participants who have given their time to participate in the discussion, who have put a lot of things on the chat and have done the networking. And I really hope to see you all next time in our next events. Thank you so much. And please let us know how to do better webinar experience by sending me an email if you have received invitation from MOA. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. And again, see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Terima kasih. Khawpun khap.
Terima
Maraming
kasih.
salamat po.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much.
Happy.
Terima kasih.